go mode, you know. Bottom line sports show, master plan flow, can't cheat and oh. I take Jake O show, more professor knows when alley-oop jamming. 10 toes never fold out to win, the boys were better ran.
I need my hands. Let's
go, street pro, bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake and O, sports professor, you know, Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme citing with girls' DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champion.
I need my hands.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake and O, sports professor, you know, Yo, street professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake and O.
Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trick. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flub my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Bottom Line Sports. Yes. How we doing today, my brothers?
Doing good, man. This weather's crazy outside, man. The weather is crazy.
Yeah. You got a lot of snow up there, huh?
Snow, rain, it's windy as all get out. Just pray my internet stays up. Okay. That's the only thing. But I think we'll be good, bro.
All right, well, we praying for Ken's internet to stay up because, he up there in upstate New York where, by the way, we will talk about their team in just a second when we go over the Bills and Dolphins. We will also cover the Natty from last night as well as some other NBA topics and NFL topics. So get ready for an amazing show. Hot Take Jake is here. Oh, there he is. He dipped out for a second, but he is with us. What up, my brother? How you doing today?
Great game yesterday, man.
Man, I mean, it started off a little hot and heavy, so we will get right into that. First off, let me say thank you to all of you that have tuned into the Bottom Line Sports. We love and appreciate that you tune into us every week, and we ask that you just share this program so that it can get out to the masses, because we know if you like it, then everyone else will like it too. So if you're at your computer right now or you're on your phone right now, I want you to go to Facebook and I want you to join our group at The Bottom Line Sports. That's The Bottom Line Sports. And as well, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on there. Also, another important announcement for this Thursday, a special Ball and Buds Combat Sports Clubber D will be posting his 2023 Combat Sports Awards. He'll be giving out awards like Boxer of the Year, Fight of the Year, KO of the Year, and all that graviness. So come watch Clubber D give out what I like to colloquially call the Clubbies, the Combat Sports Clubbies. So that's Thursday at 8 p.m., this Thursday at 8 p.m. At Ball and Buds on YouTube. Or if you're in the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group, you can see it there too. At Ball and Buds on YouTube, subscribe there as well. All right.
Yes, sir.
That being said, now that we got all that goodness out of the way, we got 1,500 members in the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group. We just keep growing and growing, baby. Come on.
Right.
Go ahead and share that page. There's a share button, y'all. I do it all the time, and I invite all my friends who I think like sports. So go ahead and do that for us, and we appreciate you. That being said, let's kick this bad boy off, huh? We had a game last night. I don't want to say that it turned out to be a blowout in the end, right? 34-13 was the final score from Michigan. I'm not going to lie to you boys. When Michigan went up 10, I texted a group chat that I'm in, and I was like, off we go. Because I figured from there, Michigan was about to blow them out. My dad, Pops, he hit me up and said the same thing. So it wasn't as bad as it turned out to be. But I did predict a 10-point victory. It was 21 points. So way more of a blowout than we thought. Ken, you always got the stats for us. Statman Ken, go ahead and hit us with the stats for that game.
All right, fellas, man. So when we look at Washington, Michael Penix Jr. went 27 for 51, 255 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. You had a kid by the name of Johnson. He was the running back, 11 carries, 33 yards. Then O'Doones, this kid from Washington as well, 5 receptions, 87 yards. But McCarthy did not have a spectacular game. He went 10 for 18, 140 yards. But Corum, their running back, carried the leverage, he carried the weight, he carried the bulk of what the organization needed. This guy went 21 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Loveland, 3 receptions, 64 yards. I mean, you got to give it up to Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, McCarthy, and all those guys, Corum, the whole entire organization. They ran the ball down Washington's throat. They ran it down their throat, man. And Washington's defense, they couldn't stop the run. They could not stop the run at all. Hats off to Michigan. Here's my 2 cents, man. I think Harbaugh should stay. I think he's better suited for an organization like Michigan. When you're going to deal with those pros, man, they if I make more money than you, then I feel like you can't tell me what to do or whatever. But I think he's a good fit for Michigan. I think he could build a program. I think that the CFP is going to expand even wider with the playoffs and stuff next year.
Whoa. Are you saying that you believe that Jim Harbaugh should stay at Michigan?
I think so. Well,
really?
Wait.
Even remember one thing, though. Let me interject one thing. Remember all the controversy they went through this year, Ken.
Right.
Remember they had the sign stealing and all that stuff.
Right. And so I was thinking as you spoke, I was going to caveat on that. He's done what other he's done it. He's already won a championship. He's been to 3 CFP appearances. He's won like 40, went like 40-3, I believe, in 3 seasons. So I mean, he has nothing else to prove at Michigan. So I caveat on what you said. I think that he should go. A good fit for him, the Chargers. The Chargers would be an ideal fit because you got the quarterback already in place, and you can build around Khalil Mack and build around everybody else. That's me.
Okay. And we'll get into that in just a moment. We'll actually get to Jim Harbaugh and where we think he should go. But Jake, what are your thoughts on the national title game, a 34-13 victory by Michigan? As Ken said, Michigan ran it down their throat for 303 total yards with Blake Corum and the rest of that crew. So my friend, tell me what you think about this game last night.
What's frustrating is last week I saw Texas try and outpass this team.
I knew it was coming.
When I knew all you had to do was run the damn ball and play physical defense against this team. Texas did this to Alabama earlier in the season, and I don't get it. Because it's like going against the prime Warriors and trying to out 3-ball them. Michigan did exactly what they had to do. They ran the ball. They played hard defense. I hate to say this, and I'm going to have to say it already. Michael Penix, guys, is going to be a bust. I'm sorry.
Strong take.
Let me tell you something.
Jay.
When elite talent comes against him, he was overthrowing that ball instantly. There were passes that were wide open at times. And let me tell you something. In college, those guys are wide open. In the NFL, I've heard that the window is much smaller. And you weren't even getting those passes. You were too cat's feet about it. You were getting scared as ever. Running around everywhere inside that pocket. I'm going to tell you this. Jim Harbaugh deserves credit. They should have won. I would have killed the man if he would have lost. But I'm going to give him his credit where it's due. He had the better team. He won the game. He deserves it. Here's my thing. If you don't go to the NFL, why not build a dynasty in Michigan? You're already happy there. You have family there. Build your dynasty already. Let me say something. If your best bet is an AFC team, you're crap out of luck, man. Because you're going to go against elite of the elitist. If anything, you need to go an NFC team because the AFC is a gauntlet. And it only gets worse. So congratulations, Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
You did what you were supposed to do. Now, prove to us that it's not a fluke. I want to see a dynasty. I want to see what you can do over and over. That's what I want to see. I don't think we need to see him in the NFL.
That's a very interesting take. I mean, you are now building off of what Ken said at first, which I am going to have to get into how much I disagree about that. I'm sure my boy Clutch Cleveland, my Michigan insider, B, I'm sure he would agree with you. But I can't see this, my friend. Let's think about this. Let's think about this logically, everybody. Mm-hmm. This season started with Michigan under intense pressure. Which, by the way, props to the sports professor who picked them to win. I just want to pat my own back there real quick. But they had the sign stealing scandal, right? But let's think about before that, y'all. Let's go back a couple years ago to when Michigan took away money from Harbaugh because they kept losing to Ohio State. If you're going to be disrespected by your university like that, and then you come back and win them a national championship, I agree with Ken's second point that they have done all that they could do there. So I really can't see him doing anything else. The NFL is wide open for him. He can pretty much have any. No, my dad's right. I mean, there's no squeaky.
There's nobody, man,
at all. So it doesn't matter. Whatever. That being said,
Omar, why don't you think of the NFL aspect?
I've
heard that Jim Harbaugh rides his players hard, and eventually they burn out.
Okay,
I think in college he gets new players every other year. In the NFL, you have to stick with the same roster. I think he burnt out the Niners in his run, and I don't think that it would be best for him. I think he better off is served in college where he can get he reminds me of Pete Carroll. You ever notice that Pete Carroll couldn't do nothing with experienced players by then? Once Richard Sherman, because they were listening to the same hoorah and greatness, the same stories over and over, the motivation. But they've heard the stories over and over. It doesn't work anymore. The second he got new players again, it reworked. I think that's the same way with Harbaugh. I think he rides his team a little too hard. I think he needs to stay in college. I think he's best served in college. No,
I mean, that is
disrespect.
I mean, that's definitely a valid point, Jake. I don't want to I mean, that is a very valid point. There are some coaches that are just made for college because of their style of coaching, but I don't believe that NFL players as adults can't accept hard coaching. I know some of them complained on the Commanders earlier this year when Eric Bieniemy was riding them too hard, but for the majority of players, I mean, let's go back, just a decade ago when Bill Parcells was still coaching at the end of his career. So we can't say that players can't take hard coaching, and if they can't, then they need to get out of the league. That being said, his brother has learned to assimilate himself quite nicely with the Ravens. He already took the San Francisco 49ers to conference championships. I believe that right now, like you said, he can have any job he wants, from the Bears to the Chargers to the Raiders to whoever he wants, the Falcons. He can go anywhere.
Atlanta Falcons.
It's all his.
It's wide open for him, man.
And he is going to make that first choice. And then after that, all the other dominoes are going to fall. Now, Bill Belichick may go somewhere within there in the meantime if they decide to trade him. I think now with all the talks, they might end up keeping him. But anyways, back to let's finish off the national championship game, then we'll get into coaching. I wanted to shout out Wildcard Mar. Y'all tap in with IOW Sports Network, Mar, Mel, both Mels, Nick, MJ, all of them. They're awesome. They support great content. Go
Mar Penix was just scared. I mean, listen, look at what Mar said.
On him, man.
I mean, I'd be scared too if I had all these dudes running at me.
At one point, they were blitzing 4 and blocking 6, and Penix was still scared. Man couldn't do crap. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. Hey, NFL GMs, go watch that film. It really tells you what he is. I hate to say it.
And that's one thing I definitely want to highlight that you said, Jake, is before coming into the game, the I don't want to say the flaw, it is a flaw, but the downside of the con, as the scouts would say, on him is that yes, he has an amazing arm that can get the deep ball, but that his accuracy a lot of times is off, and he'll miss receivers that are wide open. And as you mentioned, he showed that to us at least 5 or 6 times last night, where he missed wide open receivers. And so that's kind of akin to Anthony Richardson last year. Remember, he was having that same kind of talk coming out.
Absolutely.
Now, the only thing is Richardson runs more than Penix, and that's Penix's downfall, is that he's had a lot of injuries.
Here's another thing. We didn't even bring this point up, and I hate to bring up the bad news Bears on this, but this guy's had many injuries already at an early age. I mean, it's a wild card grab. I know. Yep. There you go. 4 injuries already at a very young age. I'm just saying. They're saying his lookalike is Tua, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see Tua winning a championship unless the stars align right. Honestly, if I'm an NFL GM, I don't want the stars to align right. I want to be able to compete every year and have a chance. I don't need the stars to align right for me to win the Super Bowl. He's a stars align right kind of guy, bro. I hate to say it.
Okay, and I mean that may be the case. I think I agree with you. I think with his injury history, I don't know that he would be the first one I would draft. Cam, what are your thoughts on that?
He'd be 6 on my board. He'd be 6.
Wow. Behind who?
Man.
I'm gonna put him behind, of course, the easy ones.
Bo Nix.
Well, yeah, of course.
Williams and May are easy, yeah.
Yes. Caleb Williams, May. Bo Nix.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels.
And then I would honestly, and this one's a sleeper. Who's the Notre Dame quarterback? I forgot his name.
Oh,
I would take the Notre Dame I'm telling you right now, guys.
All right, no, I'm just.
That's a sleeper.
We're moving on that one. On that note,
course.
Moving on.
King. They got Sam Hartman.
There you go, Sam Hartman. I knew I had his name in there.
Okay, I can't believe you just said that.
With that one.
I can't believe you just said that on live national television.
Get ready.
You just said.
I'm telling you right now, Omar.
Is going to be a better draft pick.
He's reminded me of a Tom Brady-like player coming out from the 6th round. No. I think they're going to grab him in the late rounds, and I think he will show everybody what's up. I'm just saying, hey, listen to me. This guy is something.
I'm not listening to that nonsense. That's nonsense. I'm not listening to that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sam Hartman may be a career backup, if that. He'll be less than Sam Howell.
Penix looked like a career backup.
And that's possible too. I'm not going to debate you there. So, all right, cool. Well, that being said, that was the national championship we did expect that Michigan would win. I think everybody picked Michigan, if I am correct. We did not necessarily expect them to bully them and run over them like they did, but they surely did. So shout out to Michigan. Congrats to the Wolverines on that national championship. Moving on to the NFL, boys, it is playoff time.
That now more than ever.
You know, what is it? The best weekend of football, the wild card weekend, and then we have the. Let's go. Super excited. So,
absolutely.
That being said, if you have not seen on the group, go ahead and join our ESPN Bracket Challenge, the Bottom Line Sports Show. Show us if you can beat Canteen, Jake, myself, and Flo in our bracket challenge. You can just search it at the Bottom Line Sports Show. That being said, let me go ahead and present what we're looking at this weekend. So we're going to be looking at a very intense playoff schedule. Hold on, and there we go. Share that. All right. So looking at this here, gentlemen, we can see that we have 6 games on the slate. Texans versus the Browns. Let's just go ahead and start up top, and we will go from left to right. I know that we already did a lot of preview on these games this past weekend, so let's just go ahead, in case anybody wasn't watching, let's just go ahead and give a quick synopsis of each game, who we think is going to win, and by how many points. So let's go ahead and start off, Ken. Texans and Browns, what you got?
So, yeah, let me hit the numbers real quick, man. So when you look at the season numbers, you got Flacco. He's went 123 for 204. He's thrown for over 1,600 yards, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. C.J. Stroud, 319 for 499. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. You got a guy by the name of Ford. That's the rusher for Cleveland, 204 carries, 813 yards, 4 touchdowns. Then you got Singletary. He's done really well as well. 216 carries, over 900 yards rushing, 4 TDs. Amari Cooper, 72 receptions, 1,200 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. And Nick Collins, 80 receptions, 1,200 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns. Man, I think this will probably be one of the best games of the weekend.
Let's go.
I like Houston, man. I like Stroud, Rookie of the Year. I like their offense. I really love their defense, but I love their offensive scheme. I like what D'Amico Ryans has really put together. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but if I were to pick this game, I'm going to go 34-27, and I'm going to go Houston. I think Houston will advance. They'll make it to the next round. I think they'll probably end up playing at Baltimore, maybe. Depends on how the other games fizzle out. But I like Houston. I like Houston, my bad. Houston, yeah.
Okay. And Jake, you?
Well, guys, this game is probably the easiest game of the week. I think easily. I'm going to wake up pretty late that day. Probably have a good drink with my wife the night before. Wake up about 2:30, right before the game starts. And I'm going to take a cup of Joe because I believe in Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco is taking this team to the AFC Championship game easily. I believe the Browns have nothing to lose. I think this is the team that is going to scare everybody in the AFC. Nobody wants to see this team, including the Ravens. So I got 34-13. The Browns demolish them. And I think rookie CJ Stroud's here ends. Absolutely.
Wowzers.
You have to bring facts into it. And the facts are this. That defense is elite. The Texans defense is bare minimum average at best.
Wow.
I hate to say it. D'Amico Ryans is a good head coach. But you can't outcoach what Flacco's about to do to them. They're about to pick them apart. Flacco's been here before. These other guys, this is the first time being here. Get ready.
Look, I know they're a young team. I know Flacco tore them up a couple weeks ago, but Houston has a better defense than you are describing. And they've been getting better as the season has gone on. Will Anderson Jr. is in the running for defensive rookie of the year.
He's hurt.
So
he's playing, but he is hurt. He is not himself.
Okay, and that does make a difference. You're right. But
I think
with
somebody
CJ
backstage,
Stroud
bro.
balling at the level that he has, is he okay? We'll bring him on. That with CJ Stroud balling the way that he has so far, it's going to be a really tough game. Now, I do agree with you. Joe Flacco has had a resurgence, a little bit of a comeback so far. But as Flo likes to usually say, he has an expiration date. And I believe that Flacco is not going to last through these playoffs. May he get through this round with Houston? Possibly. The Browns have, as you mentioned, an amazing defense. So that definitely, is going to help them there. The spread is Cleveland 2.5, but it is obviously in Houston. So let's go ahead and play that intro. You know what that means. It is time. We are going to bring our boy on and have him come talk to us. But yes, I actually have, wait for his intro music to load. I actually have the Houston Texans winning this game. I actually have them winning by I would probably say like 7-ish, 3 or 7. I think it's going to be a little bit of a closer game. But welcome in.
Do y'all
now,
not know that CJ's a rookie?
Your favorite Combat Sports Insider, UFC, MMA, boxing. Jake's trying to throw me off. Be quiet, Jake. Let me act like Flo for a second. Welcome in, Clubber G, the Combat G. How are you doing today, my brother?
What's up, peoples? I don't need no introduction, you know.
Clubber D, speak some knowledge to these guys.
I don't want to go out. Want me to go ahead or?
Yeah, you're next. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
yeah. I said the
Those
Texans are going to win.
Pick the Texans.
First and foremost,
why do we gotta be idiots? I don't understand.
You got music going on, but you got background music going. I don't know if you know. There we go. Turn that down. So.
Speak some sense to your friend, man.
First and foremost, I'll talk about Harbaugh later because I was listening when y'all rapping about him. Jake, I disagree with the NFL thing, but when it comes to the Browns and the Texans, 100% the Browns will get in that ass. No pause. Okay, the Browns are going to win this game. All right, they'll win. I think they're going to blow them out because CJ Stroud's had a year. He did the record for what most yards as a rookie, but while missing 2 games, so we can't say it's that 17-game thing. And Will Anderson is hurt. He's hobbling around. They're managing his snaps. Their defense is not that great. It feels great.
I tried to say that.
Done anything. It's Gardner Minshew.
I didn't say it was great. I said it was decent.
but decent against Gardner Minshew, who overthrew the last play of the game. You know when he should have ran to get the ball 4 for 2.
No, you're right.
The Browns defense is good enough to have a subpar to average quarterback and still blow teams out. They just need you to PJ Walker beat the Niners, okay? And there's no excuse on that. They beat us. So there is no reason why I don't see them going down to the Texans and having fun with them. Having their way, so to say.
So are you saying this is akin to Flacco in his Ravens years where he had a really good defense? And he just game managed them to a championship?
I think it was literally over a decade ago when this happened. He had a good decent Ravens defense, and he has talent everywhere on that offensive side right now.
They're going to beat them by at least 1 to 2 Deshaun Watson massages.
I got
them about a 14-point win.
Now, hold on. If Cleveland wins, where does Cleveland go? Depends on who wins the other game.
Yeah, it depends on who wins.
Right?
Yeah,
but I'm hoping the Chiefs and Bills wins because I want the Browns. I want Flacco back at his home. I want him to go to his ex-girlfriend and show him that he's living life regular.
That's more pressure on Lamar, too. More pressure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's going to show the Ravens, hey,
definitely.
Your new girlfriend can't do stuff that I can do. Be ready.
Whoa.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Deshaun Watson, girlfriends, massages. We've gotten a little deep today, fellas.
Back to the
All
books.
right. That being said, we've got 2 for the Texans, 2 for the Browns. That is 3:30 on Saturday. Our night game on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, is the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. Now, first of all, before we get into this game, gentlemen, there are a lot of complaints that this game is being held on Peacock as a playoff game, not a regular season game.
That makes
a playoff
game, man.
On Peacock.
Pause.
And so there will be a handful of people around the world a lot of people around the world that are not going to be able to see this game unless they want to subscribe to Peacock, and most rational adult human beings are probably not going to do that. So that being said, before we actually get into your game, what are your thoughts on that, Canteen? And then we'll go Jake and Clubber D again.
It's absurd, man. I don't understand why the NFL made a deal with Peacock. I hate they even made a deal with Amazon Prime. I don't even use Amazon Prime to buy books and none of their crap. But the only reason I got an Amazon Prime account is to watch football. I don't get into buying all the garbage and stuff off the internet.
You don't get deliveries? You don't get deliveries?
I don't get none of that crap. The only reason I got Amazon Prime.
You're one of those, man. Hey, bro, there's a Walmart around you, man. Come on.
And there's also my phone, and I can say, you know what? I want to get. I love Prime. I got a package today. I got some.
Get out of here.
Right.
I got some melatonin for our show on Thursday. I got some melatonin right over there for our show. I might just
for that.
I'm just not a Prime fan, man. And like I said, I totally disagree with making people have to subscribe to pay for something just to watch football. I mean, keep it on Fox, keep it on ESPN, keep it on NBC, ABC. Keep it that way, man.
It's the American way, and pretty soon, Raw WWE is gonna be on Amazon. Trust me, it's coming.
Oh, bull crap, man.
It's coming.
I like how Jake's solution for not buying from Amazon is to buy from big box Walmart. Yeah, great job.
Well, it's because the Broncos, the Walmart owns the Broncos. We know what's going on.
You go to Walmart. You go to Walmart.
We see the connection. The Broncos, Walmart. We know what's going on.
Let me
Jake, what do you think about this?
Do you not go to the mall? Do you not go to your local mall?
Well, that's apples and oranges. You can buy. When I buy my mother my mother lives in Louisiana, and I can buy her, send her something on Amazon. I can get there in no time. Okay, little things I need, I get off Amazon. Some people are extreme on Amazon, but that's not me. Not me. I'm kind of normal.
There are. No, but
pretty soon you're going to be buying milk from Amazon.
And being able to purchase.
That's too lazy. That's too lazy. I can't do that.
No, that's a little lazy. I go to my Dollar General for my some of those needs, but I do agree. Amazon, man,
Walmart,
it is a lifesaver. It's awesome. I get deliveries.
Real milk.
Little Wegmans.
You know what? Stop being a Broncos homer, okay? I love Walmart too, but you know what? I'm not going to go to Walmart if I can buy it on Amazon. The only thing I would go there for differently is maybe like a dress shirt or something like that I needed.
Have you seen those knuckle draggers that go there at night? You think I'll be seen and let me stop. Let's just keep it going.
First of all, I absolutely love Walmart because you can always have a good time there. You can always you walk in, you're always going to see a kid getting their ass whooped right when they walk in. You're going to see it's good. It's fun people watching.
I'm okay.
Definitely good people watching. That being said, all right, cool. So let's move on then now. Jake, we forgot to get your opinion on that. What's your opinion on the
I'm frustrated with it as well. This is what the NBA does with, I think, the first round when they put some of their games on NBA TV, like everybody has that thing to subscribe to also. Nobody watches that crap, man. Come on. Be real. I hate to say that. It's ridiculous. And I swear, if WWE does it, I'm going to stop watching. And that's because the GOAT just showed back up, The Rock. So it pissed me off. I wait till YouTube comes out with it. Gosh, so frustrating.
First of all, shout out. I like you went there. Shout out to the man, The Rock, one of the greatest of all time. If you smell,
the GOAT.
Okay. Anyways, that being said, I'm gonna go differently than all of y'all. I am going to go against the grain here. Clubber D already knows my opinion. I think this is a ingenious move by the NFL, and not because they're holding out people from watching the game. No, I do agree that's bad that they are keeping some of their fans from watching it. But the ingenious part about this, gentlemen, is look who's playing in the game. The Dolphins and who? The Chiefs. Who's on the Chiefs? Travis Kelce. Who's going to be watching from the stands? Taylor Swift. Who's going to get their parents to subscribe to Peacock so they can watch the game to see Taylor Swift? All of the Swifties. This is genius. The NFL is going to get a cut off of whatever Peacock subscriptions there are, and Peacock is about to get tons of Swiftie, subscriptions this weekend. So I think it is an absolutely amazing move. Usually I would be on y'all's side and be like, I hate this. But with the team that they put in there, they knew exactly what they were doing.
I agree.
What do you think about that, Jake? Okay.
No, I I think it's a smooth deal, and I think what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to get like the 7-day subscription or whatever, just enough to watch the playoffs or whatever they got to do, and then probably cancel. Right. Mm-hmm. But like I said, like for this game,
30-day, mm-hmm.
This is a prime time game, man. So I get it. It's money to be made, and like you said, a lot of people don't want to see the game. I want to see the game, so I'm gonna get Peacock. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go against my own grain to do it myself because I want to see this game. So it is what it is.
Let's go. All right. Well, then give us your thoughts on this game. Then, Ken. We got the Dolphins going into Arrowhead. Chiefs are a 4-point favorite here. The spread is 43.5, but the temperature is supposed to be 2 degrees at game time. Let me repeat that: 2 degrees at game time. Hit me, Ken, and then we'll go cover D.
So when we look at two of his numbers, Tua 388 for 560. He's thrown for over 4,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Mahomes 401 for 597. He's thrown for 4,100 yards, 27 touchdowns. He's thrown 14 interceptions. Raheem Mostert 209 carries, 1,000 yards, 18 touchdowns. Pacheco 205 carries, 935 yards, 7 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill 119 receptions, 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns. And Travis Kelce 93 receptions, 984 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Ooh, wow.
Man, it's going to be cold, the weather, the cold snow, whatever, the elements, man. This is going to be a tight game. This is probably going to be a tight game because of the elements. I can't foresee Miami losing 2 back-to-back. I'm going to go against I'm going to go Miami 27, Kansas City 24. Close.
Oh, wow.
Close with
you
the
have
elements.
A Miami victory in 2-degree weather. Wow.
This is going to be the better game of Saturday's games. This is going to be the one. That's why they put it on Peacock. This is going to be the one. I got to go. All right. 24-27. Okay. I'm going Miami. I think Miami turns this thing around, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
as much as I hope.
What are your thoughts on this game?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go. You got it, Jake. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jake. You got it.
No, go ahead, Jake. Go ahead.
As much as I would love to see the Dolphins beat them bum-ass Chiefs, as much as it would make me feel great.
You and I both.
I think the Chiefs are going to dismantle this team. I don't think Tua is not accurate. I think he is a timing quarterback, and all the Chiefs defense is going to do is push them wide receivers all around, making sure that there's no timing at all. Then you have the cold weather. These guys are going to hit harder. Have you ever been hit in the cold? I fell down and cried. Come on now. I'm telling you right now, this game looks like another bad game. 20-10. I think the Chiefs ink it out. And I think, honestly, after this, I think Mike McDaniels, by the end of it all in the offseason, needs to start thinking whether he needs to keep Tua or let him go.
I can see that.
If they don't have a deep playoff run, that is something they may need to talk about. I can't.
He loses that 2 first-round exits. 2 back-to-back first-round exits.
Okay. All right, Clubber.
That's
Clubber
true.
D, what do you think, brother?
Of course, like everybody else, I'm gonna get the trial subscription to Peepals.
Me too.
I'm not gonna pay per month on that mess, but I will say this.
Although you get free WWF if you have Peacock.
41 years old. I watch that mess.
And everything for me. Okay.
But I will say this. Like I said the other day, NFL loves parity, and with Tyreek Hill coming back, and they just signed Justin Houston. It's like, okay, a couple Chiefs guys coming back, so it kind of adds a little flavor to it. I think it'll be close, a low-scoring game, but I could see the Chiefs winning 17-14, something like that, something low-scoring, because that ball is going to feel like a brick. Pause. It's going to be so cold out there that so that could be a high-scoring game. You know what I mean? And Tua, I saw a funny meme today on Instagram where it was Tyrone Biggins with Tua's face on it, him scratching, saying, "Y'all got any below 500 teams left?" So he's not going to play well against these good teams.
Hilarious.
So I just don't see it. I was dying when I saw it. That
Oh,
meme cracked me up.
That is tremendous. I haven't seen it, but that's great. All right, well, let me give us a little bit more background on this game. If we remember, they had a Week 9 meeting where Kansas City actually won the game in Frankfurt, Germany, 21-14. Now, obviously, there's two different teams now. Kansas City offensively has had some issues, while the Dolphins, excuse my mess here, the Dolphins, as Clubber D just astutely pointed out, has not beat any real good teams. So, what's going to happen here? The last time they played in the playoff game, 1994 wild card round, the Dolphins won 27-17. I cannot see that happening here. As everybody has said before me, I don't need to keep talking about it. It's cold. It's cold. And people don't like to play in the cold, especially people that come from Miami. You know, teams that play in Miami are not used to playing in the cold. And Kansas City, they are one of the best defenses in the league. They were the second best scoring defense, giving only 17.1 points per game. People are going to be slipping. People are going to be sliding. Does that affect Tyreek Hill's speed? Does that affect the speed of the Dolphins? The Dolphins were injured a lot this past weekend, which is what also affected them against the Bills. Do they get all their players back from injury? So these are a lot of different things that we have to look at. I think it's too much for Miami to overcome, especially with, Bradley Chubb out, Jalen Phillips out. I think it's too much to overcome. Kansas City at home in the elements. I have Kansas City in a 10-point victory. I'm going to say 24-14. Anybody got any other thoughts on that game?
I can see it. I see,
no?
Ken, if there was better weather, Ken, I would agree with you. But the weather just not in Miami's favor.
That's my main sticking point there, Clubber D. I would say if it were a sunny day and like 50 degrees or something, I'd probably take the Dolphins too, to be honest. But, I just can't. Not in those elements.
Yeah, I think they won and done again.
To the third game there. We have... Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not wrong about that, Ken. That's a very good point. So, going into the last game of that on the AFC side, we have the resurgent Buffalo Bills, who have now won 6 out of their last 7. They are going up against the Mike Tomlin-led Pittsburgh Steelers, who, y'all, we got to give a shout out. I know you hate Jake. I know you like hating on Mike Tomlin, but he led this team that should not have nearly sniffed 10 wins. He led them to 10 wins and a playoff spot. So he deserves all the credit in the world, especially when they had all that stuff with Matt Patricia in the middle of the year. They're on their third quarterback in Mason Rudolph. Come on, man. You got to give them some credit. That being said, they're going against the Bills, who have all of the momentum in the world. The Bills got hot at the right time, went in and beat Miami last week at home to get the number 2 seed so that they could host this game against the Steelers. We're going to go ahead and start off and go backwards. So let's go ahead and start off with Clubber D, and then we'll start Ken, and then we'll go Clubber D and Jake. Ken, what kind of stats you got for us?
All right, so Kenny Pickett, 201 for 324, 2,000 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Josh Allen, 385 for 579. He's thrown for over 4,300 yards, 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Najee Harris, 255 carries, over 1,000 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns. Cook for the Bills, 237 carries, 1,200 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. And George Pickens. Pickens is a Georgia kid, good receiver, 63 receptions, 1,100 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. And Stephon Diggs, 107 receptions, 1,200 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns. Man, I think that the Bills are going to have a field day.
Let's go, Terps.
It's now or never for the Bills. And the reason I say that, the Bills got the opportunity to win because they number 3? Are they 3? The Bills are 3, right?
They're
2.
Right? 2.
The Bills are 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills win, and then the Chiefs win. The Bills will get to play at home again, right? Something like that. We'll figure all that out on the back end. I like
Bills will play at home no matter what, unless they face the Ravens.
Bills will play exactly. Yep.
They'll have this wild card and divisional round. I think, man, the Bills are going to blow out The Steelers. Hey, my hats off to Mike Tomlin, his team. Kudos to them.
Mm-hmm.
They've never had nobody in that division had a losing season. Everybody in the AFC North played above 500 football. Everybody.
Amazing.
First time since
Everybody.
1935.
First time. Everybody.
First time since 1935.
Man, my score for this game on Sunday.
It's a 10-point spread, Ken. 10-point spread for Buffalo.
42-20. Buffalo.
What?
Woo!
Jesus Christ.
That is a butt whooping. I can see that though. I can definitely see it.
I think
can see it. Club,
this
what are
is
your
Josh
thoughts?
Allen. This is Josh Allen's opportunity
Okay.
to put on his big boy pants and show him what he got. I forecast it'll be
Very true.
them in Baltimore or Cleveland. Well, not Cleveland, but it'll be Baltimore and them in the AFC Championship. Josh Allen, here's the chance. Step up to the plate, make it happen. I got faith in Josh Allen and company.
I'm with Flo. Shout out to Flo right now doing his thing, training. I see him commenting down there. I feel without TJ Watt, I think Buffalo's going to win. I don't know if it's going to be a crush, but I will give him. I will say Buffalo will win by at least. I'm not sure what the spread is. I got Buffalo winning by at least 10 can seeds. Okay, I got them winning by 10 points. Okay. At least by 10 points.
Canteen, you guys stop putting those seeds on live TV, please. You're killing me.
It's my motivation, man.
I love you, but you're killing me.
It's the power.
I know. Just don't keep it up there the whole time. That's all. It just looks funny.
I got 10 points. 10,
you good.
10 points on them.
You going 10?
10.
Okay,
I think it's going to be funky weather up there too, right?
That's the spread.
I'm telling you, it's cold. It's snowing. It's windy as hell outside.
That's why I don't think it'll be too high scoring, but I still got them winning by 10.
It looks like it's gonna be 24 degrees and possible snow.
See,
better than 2 degrees, I guess.
And Orchard Park is a horrible place to play. It's horrible, man.
What up, Rube?
Mr. Rube.
I see LA Fitness on Saturday.
All right. Hey, let's do a quick shout out to Mike. Let's do a quick shout out to Mike Tomlin. Congratulations for going above 500. Hey, good job, man.
I knew this.
You're gonna lose in the first round once again.
You're such a hater.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe because all my life I knew Steelers fans to tell me they have this many rings and they fight for rings. I didn't know that going above 500 is their favorite thing to do.
That is true.
It's ridiculous. Hey, Mike Tomlin.
Really?
Make moves this offseason, man. I'm tired of you eking out a positive record and getting your ass beat in the first round each year. The Bills destroy this team 24-7. I think that they don't do nothing on offense. Okay. I think Mason Rudolph looks like a shell of himself that game.
I think the weather be on their side.
I hate to say it. I think Buffalo destroys this team. Mike Tomlin, make a move, man.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks in the QB room are not the answer. Go get yourself a quarterback.
Jake, you got to settle that slander down, okay? Because you got Sam Howell being an MVP, something like that. So you settle down, sir. You relax on Mike Tomlin.
Hey, when he gets an offensive coordinator,
exactly.
Well, if I had wings, I'd fly. But you know what? So let's calm that down. How dare you?
Be ready.
And that being said, I do think every fan would agree. I think every Pittsburgh fan would agree with Jake in saying that the Steelers definitely need a quarterback. They are in dire need. Mason Rudolph is definitely not the answer. Kenny Pickett has shown he's not the answer. So I know our boy Clutch would agree with that. They need to go out and find themselves a quarterback. So that being said, I'm going to agree with everybody here. I'm taking the Bills. They are my Super Bowl pick anyway, so I have to stick with them. But Josh Allen, with his inconsistency, has actually played a lot better as of late. They have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense in the past month. So I believe that the Buffalo Bills win this game by 14 points. I'm going to go another 24-10 victory. I can't believe I did that twice in a row. But 24-10 victory, Buffalo over the Steelers. Cool? Everybody good there?
You.
I know. I don't know why I did that again. I just when I think of scores, I just take this whatever. Anyways, All right, that game is at 12 o'clock on Sunday. I can't believe they actually scheduled it like that. They have the AFC games all first and then NFC. They usually switch them up. But anyways, at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, we have the Packers coming to visit their old coach in Dallas, the Cowboys. So that being said, it is going to be a 7.5-point spread for the Cowboys at home. Ken, this is your team. So what do you think? And then we'll go Jake and Chloe.
Make him go last.
Let me go last.
Yeah, make him go last.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point. All right, Jake, go ahead and lead us off, Jake.
Look, man, congratulations, Cowboys. You're going to live 1 week out. I'm so proud of y'all. Look, the Packers inked in. I don't even think they deserved it. I think they got on a hot streak towards the end. I still don't trust Jordan Love. I don't know why so many people do. I have to see more from the guy. In the end, I think the superior team is the Cowboys. They should win this game. However, hey, Cowboys fans, this is a must-win. You lose this game, we're looking at y'all. And we're wondering, hey, who should we let go of? Because ain't nobody safe if y'all lose this game. Dak's over there looking for a new contract. You can't beat the Packers. That's going to look very bad for you. Hey, Mike McCarthy, you can't beat your old team? Hey, you might be on the unemployment list, buddy. Win this game. Pressure's on.
Okay.
Cowboys should win 24-10.
Yeah, that score right there is the score of the week right there. Everyone's popping 24-10. I like it.
Why
I will
does
say
that
this
score keep coming up? I'm very
It
confused.
just sounds good. I'll say this about the Cowboys. People riding high on them, but to me, they're playing good, not great right now. They had that 2-game skid. They had that close, controversial game, which they won against the Lions. And
Flo won't let you outlive that. Flo won't let you outlive that. Flo's not an honest broker when it comes to that, man. I don't like that.
Flo snores and has a feather go up and down when he sleeps and thinks he doesn't snore. So he needs to calm down. So I put it like this. I feel like the added pressure with Jerry Jones saying that about Mike McCarthy and it being taken out of context and him having to talk about it, that's added unneeded pressure for the team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, I know Jake mentioned Jordan Love not playing so great. This guy's 3-3 against above 500 teams this year with 12 touchdowns, like 4 picks maybe. But the Packers are playing good right now. They're playing like they don't care. They're a young team. They're GM. They have coached. They have drafted well the last few years. They're a scary team to play just as much as the Rams. So, do I see them beating the Cowboys? No, but I would say if they play 10 times, they might win 3. But the Cowboys are a better team, so the game will be close until about the third quarter, and then the Cowboys should take over and win this game. But it will be a little scary at first because just like the Commanders, they played them tough for the first half, and then the Cowboys obviously were the better team and took over in the third and fourth. So I think it's going to be close until probably midway through the third, and then the Cowboys will take over. I'm going to say 30-24 heartbreaker for the Cowboys will win, but it's a heartbreaker for the Packers. So they play tough.
All right, fellas, let me hit the stats real quick.
Okay, cool. All right, and Jake. Jake, you already went.
Jake already went. So let me hit the stats, man. You got Love. He's been 372 out of 579. 579. He's thrown for over 4,200 yards. He's had 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Dakota Rain Prescott, 410 for 590. He's thrown for 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Pretty close.
Aaron Jones, 142 carries, 656 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard, 252 yards, 1,000 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns. This kid Reed that plays for Green Bay, 64 receptions, 793 yards, 8 touchdowns. And CD Lamb, 135 receptions, over 1,800 yards rushing, 12 touchdowns. Man, I don't care what Flo say. Flo tried to dog out Stephen A. Smith. But this is the year that Mike McCarthy got to finish the deal. He got to put the icing on the cake. If he don't do it now, it's now or never. Mm-hmm. As I keep going back and telling Flo, we was at Dallas at the game. It's now or never. We got the perfect team with the right key people in place to make the right decisions to win this game. I I mean, they already talked about what's his name, defensive coordinator. He's looking at going to be a head coach somewhere else. I think it's crazy if he does it. Dan Quinn, I think it's crazy. And this is the perfect time, as Stephen A. Smith said, for us to go to the Super Bowl and at least attempt to win a Super Bowl, because we got all the key things in place. I think it's going to be a tight game all the way across the board. I'm going to go 34-27. 34-27. Dallas will be hot, but we got to stay hot the entire game. Our biggest issue, guys, is getting past the. I think it's the wild card round. We'll win that, but when it comes to the divisional round, so I think we'll win a close one against Green Bay, and then we'll see what's on the plate for us next. 34-27, Dallas.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be agreeing with everybody and make it the forfecta here that we all have Dallas. Dallas really, really, really lucked out with the Eagles playing so horribly down the stretch, because if it wasn't for the Eagles completely, crapping the bed and losing all of their playoff chances, the Cowboys would have to be on the road. And we all know the home road discrepancy when the Cowboys play. So the Cowboys are very lucky to be playing at home where they are 8-0, averaging 37.4 points a game while only giving up 15.9 points a game. So this is where they are strongest. I can't see anything different here. I got a 30-23 Cowboys victory. Any other comments on that game?
Somebody said 49ers want to see this.
There, Clubber D.
That's called
his comment there.
Well, that's
you know who that is.
I don't listen to un-CPAP snores. Okay, he's snoring and not saving his life. Get a CPAP machine, and you won't have wild thoughts like that.
Baby, 50.
Exactly. Get a CPAP machine. You don't make comments like that because you'll be thinking clearly. You'll have proper rest. I'll buy the distilled water for you. You know what? Your producer will love you more if you get a CPAP. Trust me.
Yeah, Flo. Better get your CPAP, Flo. You better go do the sleep
Love
study.
you, Flo. I love you.
They're getting on you, boy. They're getting on you. Yeah, Dad, I mean, a lot of people would agree with you. I think many people would be on that side of things. But I do think that there's a smart move in terms of getting all of those, capitalizing on all those Taylor Swift viewers that they garnered throughout the season. That being said, all right, let's move on to the night game here on Sunday. We have the Rams versus the Lions. The Lions lost that controversial game, y'all, against the Cowboys, as we know.
Let you live, man.
Which hurt them, but Dan Campbell went out and played all of his players. They won the last game, and now they are in the 3rd seed hosting the Rams. This is a huge storyline game as well, just as the other one, because you have Matt Stafford, after winning a championship in LA, coming back to his original team in Detroit as well. Jared Goff originally started with the Rams, who he took to the AFC Conference Championship, which Clubber D so astutely pointed out last episode that they had to do an upgrade. Super Bowl. But that they had to do an upgrade to win the Super Bowl, right? So this is full of storylines, quarterbacks going back home. Let's go ahead and start off. Ken, hit us with those stats, and then we'll go Jake and Clubber D.
Baby. So we got Matthew Stafford, man, 326, 5 for 521. He's throwing for over 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Jared Goff, 407 for 605. He's thrown for 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, just 1 interception. Okay, Kate Williams, 228 carries, 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. I think his name is David Montgomery from Detroit, 219 carries, 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 105 receptions, 1,500 yards receiving, 6 touchdowns, and I think his name is Antonio St. Brown for Detroit, 119 receptions, 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns. I want to see Detroit. I want Detroit to see Dallas again. I want Detroit to come back to Dallas again. Now, I will say this. Dan Campbell made a bold statement. I'll say that Dan Campbell made a bold statement. Flo went against me. Flo thought I was crazy. He thought I was dumb or stupid. But if I'm a head coach and I'm trying to win, we're going to go for 2 points. We're going to go for 2 points. We're not going to kick the field goal. We're going to go for the gusto. I think Detroit will win by 10 points. 27-17. I believe Detroit's going to win. Detroit's going to make their way back to AT&T Stadium and come to see Dallas. That's what I predict.
They go down there. Yeah, that's right.
By the way, the line is Detroit by 3. So, Clever D, what you got for us?
This is a tough game because the Rams to me are the team that nobody wants to play right now.
Right, they're hot.
If they are hot right now, and they have experienced Super Bowl winning quarterback and coach. The issue is how Stafford's going to feel going back to Detroit because he did everything for that city. He loves that city, and the place is going to be rocking because it's the first home playoff game in so long of them actually having a good season. So I think we mentioned this on the last show. It's going to be really on golf, but I feel like Ben Johnson, I think that's his name, offense coordinator for Detroit, is going to take the ball out of Golf's hands and make it more of a running attack with Gibbs and David Montgomery. So they're going to probably run the ball and manage Golf and kind of keep him at that game manager mode. I got Detroit because I feel like the Dallas and Detroit rematch has to happen. I got Detroit, and I feel like Stafford is just not going to – I don't think he's going to pull it out, pull through with it. I feel like it's going to be like I won't be cliche, say the same thing I said earlier, but we'll go 42 to 42-30. Okay, yeah, we'll say to get to 30.
Not a bad one.
Yeah, we'll go 42-30 Lions.
Okay. High scoring game, very high scoring game. All right, Jake.
Indoor, on turf, make it happen.
I know we're all picking most likely the Lions, but the whole entire world has this game as the upset of the week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I don't know how. Let me tell you something. I think the Lions are pissed off. The only bad thing that I'm mad about with Dan Campbell is he let Sam Laporta play in the final game of the season, and now he's injured for this game. That's the only thing that frustrates me. So if Sam Laporta was playing, I absolutely agree it'd be a blowout, and it'd be easy to win. But because of that, I'm going to say they're going to squeak it out, 35-31. The Rams will lose, and their season is done. I think the Lions have bigger fish to fry, and they did not forget what happened in Dallas, and they're angry.
So the Laporta injury you're saying is not going to hurt them. They're still going to win.
It won't. No, that's the only reason it's going to do is it's going to make the game close. I think it'd be opposite.
What did Flo say? Rams upset the Lions and scared.
Well,
every Cowboy fan has been picking the Rams to win this game because they don't want it. They want to see the easier game between the Bucs and the Eagles.
Well, he got to understand that that CPAP's talking again. So depending on who wins that Bucs game, we might play that winner instead. So just relax. Put that CPAP on. You'll think clearly.
You gotta give him a CPAP or some distilled water, man.
Think clearly. That's what happens when you get corrupted and you
lack of
Jerry
rest.
Jones walks on water. There's other teams in the league. Okay, remember that, Flo. There's other teams in the league. I know.
No. Every Cowboys fan I know is rooting for the Lions to lose.
I know.
They can see the Eagles or the Bucs. They don't want to see the Lions.
Well, you all know I'm all about storylines. So you already know I want Detroit to win so we can see that rematch. That's for sure.
Yeah,
but you're wrong, Flo. Actually, Laporta had one of the best rookie tight end seasons in history, including going for 10 touchdowns. So you're wrong. It's not that
he ain't that great.
He may not be great yet, but he's on his way.
800 yards for a tight end. What have you been watching for
12 touchdowns.
A tight end. That's a tight end.
We got to get Flo a doctor's appointment, man.
I'm telling you, what is going on here?
All right, yeah.
Someone said him. Guy is not thinking clearly, man.
Someone send him to medical.
800 yards for a tight end.
Sick call. Go to sick call, Flo.
Someone send him to sick call.
What?
What did Novacek get on his rookie year? I mean, come on.
Right. I don't know. All right, but y'all, this game is the first time.
What you got, Omar?
I know it's been a long time since Jay Novacek, the Moose. The Lions will host the Rams. Obvious. Oh, that was Gerald Johnston. Boom.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Wrong person. Lions are making their first playoff appearance since 2016, and hosting their first playoff game since 1993 when Barry Sanders was juking and running all over fools. 30 years. The Rams
Long time,
did.
boy.
Jared Goff, as Clubber D said earlier, led the Rams to the Super Bowl in 2018. They lost. They had to go out and get an upgrade.
Patriots.
They did.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford came in, took them to the championship. That being said, Sam Laporta is hurt. Hyperextension, bone bruise. They also have Khalif Raymond hurt. So really their only weapon now is Jared Goff and Amon St. Brown combination. I think that is enough to get them because they do have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery in the backfield. And I believe that the Rams, as I said earlier this week, have played over their heads. They've played really well this year, but I think Sean McVay has coached them to better than they should be playing. So I have the Detroit Lions winning this game. I'll go by 10 points. We're going to go a 34-24 Lions victory. Anybody got any other thoughts on that game?
Don't sleep, now that Laporta's down, don't sleep out of this. I think it's a second-year man out of Virginia Tech named James Mitchell at tight end, okay? That's a shameless plug, and he might not do anything, but I'm going to mention it anyway, so I'm a Virginia Tech fan and whatever. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
James Mitchell, and if you watch
Mitchell.
wrestling TNA, the Lord of Darkness, James Mitchell.
Right.
That being said,
Mitchell.
The last game of the weekend, we have the Eagles on a downslide, losing 5 of their last 6. The Buccaneers on the upswing, winning 3 of their last 4. Philadelphia, though, on the road is a 3-point favorite with a 43.5 point game spread. Can hit us with the stats, and then we'll go Jake and Clubber D.
All right, this season, Jalen Hurts, 352 for 538. He's thrown for 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Baker Mayfield, 364 for 566. He's thrown for 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. DeAndre Swift, Georgia guy, 229 carries, rushed for 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Kid named by the name of White, 272 carries, almost 1,000 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns. AJ Brown's hurt, so I don't know what his case is. AJ Brown, 106 carries, 1,400 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. But the lowly Mike Evans, 79 receptions, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Man, here's how I feel about this, man. The Eagles are not healthy. They're not well put together right now. They got a lot of injuries. Jalen Hurts is injured. You got AJ Brown got hurt. You got a lot of holes in the offense, holes on the defense. I don't think that Philly's really, really well put together for them to really make a run. Their record looks good on paper, 11-6. They started out strong and they started to taper off towards the end. But the Bucs won like 3-4 straight. Mayfield is really, really making a stance, and he has some good weapons, some veteran weapons around him to really do what he needs to do. I'm going with Tampa.
Okay.
I'm going to go Tampa 27.
What's your score?
Philly 14. 14-27.
Okay.
I like Tampa.
27-14. Wow, only 14 points for the Eagles. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jake, what do you think?
Look, this doesn't look well. And I think that the Eagles are on the brink of really looking at themselves and saying, damn, we really suck.
Right. True.
But luckily, they're playing probably one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. And don't you worry. I think they are going to absolutely destroy the Buccaneers and get right back on track.
Wow.
I think they win this game.
Really?
I'm going to say 28-17. And I think it's really going to be 28-10 for the longest. I think at the very end, Baker Mayfield has a last-second touchdown just because nobody's trying anymore and the game's over. Sorry, Baker. Never believed in you now. Didn't believe in you then. It's embarrassing that y'all even made it this far. In fact, I think the Saints should have made it in. Rightfully so. If Derek Carr wasn't hurt, they would have been the team in this spot. But because of that, I think the Eagles squeak out. Not only that, you raise confidence now in the Eagles. Now they see it and say, hey, it's a new season. You're one and done. You know, you win one game at a time now. They win this game. I would not be surprised if next week they go into either San Francisco or Dallas, whoever they got to see, and give them a game of their life. Be ready. Everybody sold their stock. I just bought it all.
Dang.
I'm going to 100% wholeheartedly disagree with what Jake said. I'll put it like this. AJ Brown's not going to play, right?
Nah, I think he's questionable right now.
I don't know. Let me check.
I don't think he's going to play.
Yeah.
If you look at, so it's not like last year where the headphones messing me. It's not like last year where the damn Eagles had 70 sacks by their defensive line. That ain't like that this year. Carter, who they got from Georgia, he's been sucking wind. He's tired. Okay. Fletcher Cox, all those guys are tired right now.
Tired, beat down.
White is going to run straight through them. Okay, he's gonna have a field day with them. I don't think their linebackers aren't that good. They miss the cornerback that went to Detroit. You know, he was basically their help on the backside. They're not that good. They're basically, I think they're going to be put out of their misery, as Flo said. The Bucs. You can say what you want to say about Baker Mayfield, but he's actually balling not bad. Okay, Mike Evans led the league for reception touchdowns for wideouts. Okay,
anybody can throw it up to that guy. I can.
Well, you should have. You would have made more money, but he did. So I don't want to hear that mess, Jake. How dare you? All right, Baker is having a decent year. Leave him alone. All right.
Mike Evans made Johnny Manziel look decent. I just want to add that in, man.
That's
think
fine.
about that.
That's fine, but he's had the third best year in yards this season, and I think touchdowns in his whole career.
Yes,
so somebody's
Baker
doing something
says,
right.
"Oh crap, I'm about to get sacked. Let me just, you know what? Mike Evans out there." Ugh.
Okay, so why is how many? I think Cam, do you have Godwin's numbers? He has decent numbers this year too. So you gotta slow down. Baker's not that bad. That's like saying, "Oh, Chad Johnson was great. TJ Husmanzado was great, but Carson Palmer sucks." No, you can't. He's okay. He's not terrible. He's having a decent year. Okay, you can't just.
I'm telling you right now, everybody is swaying the Bucks. I'm telling you right now.
Because the Eagles, look at the Eagles performing. Their performance has been trash, and I'm not trying to say the Bucks have been great because they only scored 9 points against the Panthers their last game, but still, the Bucks.
Can I ask you something, Clubber D? Can I ask
sir.
you something?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather see?
Oh, I'd rather see the Eagles.
Oh, stop it! Stop! You Cowboy fans, you Niner and Cowboy fans get.
Why wouldn't we want to see the Eagles? Eagles are terrible right now.
Stop!
Why wouldn't we want to see the Eagles?
The soliloquy with y'all and to do it with a straight face is crazy.
You said Sam Howell would be better than Tom Brady. You pipe down for 10 minutes, sir. Look here. I put it like this: why wouldn't you want to go with the easier team? That's just common sense. That just makes.
Let me tell you something, man. This team's experience. They just made the Super Bowl last year.
How many people did they retain, though?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It's a Super Bowl jinx, too.
Hey, let me tell you something. Jalen Hurts is not going to be outplayed. And I'm going to tell you something right now. That doesn't mean the offense can't score. Jalen Hurts is coming in. He knows when he plays this way, he knows it's one or done. He's going to play his heart out.
I can see them winning. However, I got the Bucs winning. Okay? I got the Bucs winning, man. I got the Bucs winning, you know.
Who you got, Omar? My gosh. This guy's drunk on idiotness.
Sam Howell, MVP. You hush. 10 minutes.
Just in case everybody, just to let everybody know, love you, Dad. If you're going to sleep, have a great night. But just don't worry. Sometimes if your comments don't post, they don't post automatically. We have to post them. So I'm following your comments, and I'm trying to put them in where they fit within the conversation. So if you put a comment in and you see that it doesn't come in for a few minutes, it's either because it didn't fit with the conversation, I didn't see it, or I didn't put it in. If you're lagging behind, otherwise it could be because you're not live on YouTube. If you pause YouTube, it will keep you paused there and will not keep you live. But anyways, that being said,
we'll be getting that ass.
This game, I know he's mad. He's mad. He's like, why are my comments posted? He's like,
you're gonna get a whooping.
He's texting me too on the phone. Like, what the hell? I'm
like,
well,
at you.
I know. I'm trying to do all these things at one time. So, that being said, for this game coming on now, for this last game that we're talking about, rather, I believe that earlier this week I said that I was going to take the Bucks because of the momentum factor, but I actually read an article earlier today. Shout out to The Athletic. I don't remember who wrote it, but it was an article about momentum, and within the NFL over time, the validity, between a team who has a good last month of the season, 3-1, 4-0, does not translate over to the playoffs. And in history, it's also shown that teams that had momentum sometimes could lose right then in the first round, while other teams who weren't playing as well have won the championship. So I now do not believe in momentum in the NFL as much as I do in baseball. But I am going to switch. Right, but I'm going to switch my pick. I'm actually going with Jake, and I am going with the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles in a close game, a 24-21 victory. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that sounds good. 24-21, 3-point victory by the Eagles. Any other thoughts on that?
I'm not going to lie. I definitely can see the Eagles win this game. I can see that, but I honestly feel that Tampa Bay is going to win. But I was going to say upset for the Cowboys game too, because the Packers aren't the one to play with. Okay, they're playing pretty good too, but
it's hard to say, man.
I was going to change to the Eagles. I was going to change to the Eagles. I was going to change, but I'm staying on it. But I won't be shocked if I'm wrong.
And I'm telling you right now, Niner fans and Cowboys fans are going to start sweating just a little.
No.
Okay, I'm just saying. Playoff Jalen is here.
Well, I mean, if we're being completely honest, this is a toss-up game. I mean, the Eagles are on the downslide while the Buccaneers are on the upswing. The Buccaneers are at home. Their defense is playing really well. Held them to 200 yards last week. The problem is, I agree with Jake. Baker Mayfield ain't that good. He had 174 yards. I mean, it's just their offense.
They barely squeaked out a win against the Panthers.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles in this one. I have to change my opinion from Sunday and go with the Eagles. I think they turn it back around because think about it. This was a 10-1 team at one time, y'all, and they were also I believe at one point in time they were the number one ranked offense in the league too. So,
AJ Brown might not play though.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that would be a huge factor in that. All right, awesome. Now that we've gone through the playoff, it says I've researched the teams that make the conference championship go no worse than 3-3 to end the season. Most go 4-2 or better. Okay, well, hey, you go talk to the people at The Athletic. I'm sure they have people doing more data science than you and your one research article that you just did right now. Speaking of doing your own research on articles, before we move on, there's a huge rivalry happening in the ABC Disney company right now. This week and last week, there has been some brouhaha happening after Aaron Rodgers made some off-color comments about Jimmy Kimmel possibly being on the Jeffrey Epstein list. This has caused a huge commotion at ESPN and ABC since both McAfee and Kimmel are two of their highest paid earners at $15 million a year. McAfee also called out Norby Williamson, who has been an ESPN executive since 1985. He called him out for trying to sabotage their show and the new guys. So a lot of controversy happening at ESPN. Have you heard about this, y'all? What do y'all think about this? Any comments?
This is my first time hearing about it.
I heard about it. Here's my thing. Look, Pat McAfee might be right. I don't know. But don't protect your boy. I mean, he said it.
I got to roll, man.
Okay.
I got to hop on something else. I got to roll. All right,
brother.
Brother.
Peace up,
All right, man. See y'all, fellas.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, I like I said, Omar, I think that in the end, I think that that's on Aaron Rodgers for saying it on live, and they didn't take it out in time. I mean, don't say it. I think he protects. I think he tries every way he can to protect Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And I mean, it's already been exposed that he pays Aaron Rodgers a good amount of money for him to come on his show, which is fine. You could be pro Aaron Rodgers, but nobody else is buying this bullshit. I haven't been a fan of Aaron Rodgers the past 5 years.
You got to understand when you got people who already got money and they're established, they're going to say whatever the hell they want to. You got to remember, and also Pat McAfee comes from Barstool, Dave Portnoy, and all those guys. Those guys
they were able to say anything.
Yeah, and they don't like ESPN. They have a lawsuit. Like Dave Portnoy, they don't like each other at all. So with that mentality, and McAfee already being a pro athlete and having money, he's not easily going to drink Kool-Aid and just go be a company man. Right. He's going to say what he wants to say. So, kind of is what it is. And he knows that he can just leave ESPN and his fan base will follow him. So he doesn't really need them. No doubt. Yeah. So it's
I agree with that also. I don't know why he went with him though. I will say that.
18 million or whatever it was.
Yep. The 15 million he's getting paid.
That's what it is. I would.
But Clubber D is right, and McAfee acted like that on the show. He's like, look, I appreciate ESPN and everything they do for us, but at the same time, I had this fan base before I got here, and if I leave, we might lose ESPN fans, but we're not going to lose everybody.
That's somebody keeping it 100 and not changing for $1. You know what I'm saying? He's still going to be him.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Now, Aaron Rodgers, if you didn't see it today, he came down and he doubled down on everything this morning, and he went off the rails. If you did not see the one from this morning, go back and watch that. Aaron Rodgers on McAfee this morning, he went off the rails. He started talking about Dr. Fauci and all kinds of things. Like it got kind of wild on there. If you want to see something crazy. Anyways, that being said, what do we think about the coaching changes? Black Monday happened. We had Arthur Smith get fired. We had Belichick possibly either going or coming. We had Ron Rivera getting fired. Now, the latest news today, Mike Vrabel was fired. Let me go ahead and give everybody some insider information. I talked to a couple people inside the organization. The problem with Vrabel is not that he's a bad coach and not that he went 6-18 over the past few years, but the fact is that he had gained too much control over the past few years and started to gain a Bill Belichick-like, Bill O'Brien type of GM coach power that Amy Strunk, the chief operating officer, did not feel was appropriate with their organization moving forward, and that's why they decided to let him go. Jake, what do you think about any of these coaching moves? Where do you see some of these coaches going? Maybe you can even talk about, we heard your opinion on the Harbaugh earlier, but what do you think?
I think the best candidate right now, I'm sorry, everybody's a Jim Harbaugh fan, but the best candidate now is Mike Vrabel right now. But I'm telling you, I think you need to go offensive coordinators more than any time right now. So Ben Johnson should be top of the list. Right under him is the Texans' new offensive coordinator. Oh, what's his name? I forget.
Bobby Slowick.
There you go. Those two should low-key be top of the list coaches to grab. I know Jim Harbaugh, but remember, Jim Harbaugh just won the chip. He's not going to rush anything. You need to get yourself established fast, especially teams like the Commanders, teams like the Titans, because we're only, a few weeks away from getting into the NFL free agency. You need to plan ahead fast. Perfect timing to hire coaches is between beginning of January to the end of January. I agree with my dad right there, though. I think Vrabel had a low-key thinking of he wants to go to the Pats, and I think they're going to send him there. Now, Belichick, if I'm you, Belichick, I go straight to the NFC East. Head to the Commanders. You can build over there. You can build. And he was open to –
and that's funny you bring that up because –
he was open to deferring. Did you hear him on his interview today? He was open to deferring as taking away his GM plot. That's the best thing for him. Eric Bieniemy, Dad, I have to see something else, man. I didn't see enough from him this year.
Well, so I know you guys talked about Harbaugh earlier, and they were talking about him on the radio. I live in D.C. area, Northern Virginia, and they were talking about him. And I'm a Niner fan, and the players loved Harbaugh. We were big fans. Even though everybody loved Harbaugh. The problem with Harbaugh was him and the front office didn't get along. He's wrong. Harbaugh and the front office did not get along in San Francisco. Point blank. Period. Okay, they wanted Jed York, who was our president at the time, was basically like fire Greg Roman, and that's one of the reasons why Harbaugh left, because they wouldn't fire Greg Roman or
Clubber D. Y'all started underachieving after that Super Bowl run.
You're missing that we lost. How many people retired that year and left the team?
Who? Tell me who? What? Justin Smith? That's it?
Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis retired. Okay, Justin
After
Smith
that year?
retired. Yes, after that year, we lost everybody. They retired or left the team. People don't remember that. I do because I'm a fan. We lost everybody.
I think we
Look
might
it
have to
up.
look up Patrick Willis. It might have been the year after.
He
that.
retired when Harbaugh left, and we stunk with Chip Kelly.
No. Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
about when Harbaugh left. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the year after the Super Bowl when Harbaugh was still there. I think Harbaugh was there maybe another 2 more years. Was he not?
Yeah, or because Greg Roman.
Why did y'all
was
start
calling-
regressing?
Our play calling, we never adapted. The reason why Greg Roman can't keep a job, our offensive play calling was atrocious, and Harbaugh will never adapt. He's kept it the same way.
He runs his players a little too hard, Clubber D.
None of the players hated Harbaugh. They loved him.
Man, Clubber D.
There's not one. You got to find me a Niner player that hate Joe Staley to got Kaepernick. All of them love Frank Gore. All of them love Harbaugh. Only
I
time
think
we were
he's
pissed at
best
him,
served in the Michigan, man.
we
I
were
really
pissed at
do.
Harbaugh because in the Super Bowl, instead of him running a slow, tired Ravens defense down, he throws 2 fade routes on 4th, 2nd, 3rd, and goal when Frank Gore's right there. Run the damn ball. Don't get me. I'm getting hyped. I'm getting mad because we should have won that goddamn game.
I'm just
Harbaugh.
speaking facts. Harbaugh hasn't done anything in the NFL. I mean, I hate to say it, guys. Without this conspiracy, I mean, we didn't give Belichick a pass.
Didn't he go to 3 NFC
He went to
championships?
NFC championship games.
What are you
We
talking
were god
about?
awful. We were god awful before Harbaugh got there.
Did
He
he
turned
win
us
those
around.
games? He lost to Eli Manning. He lost to Joe Flacco. Who else did he lose to?
So first one, Eli Manning one. That was on Kyle Williams for muffing the damn punt when his yellow ass should moved away from the goddamn. I'm about to start cursing up this mug. I'm telling you, it's a
I'm
sore
just
topic.
calling a spade a spade.
Kaepernick threw a dumb pass to the end zone, got tipped, and then Richard Sherman, Kaepernick. That was an NFC championship game. Those games we were in and should have won. That was just, the ball didn't go our way. Dumb. It wasn't dumb
there you
coaching.
go.
It was
Seattle,
dumb
too.
decisions
You
on the
lost to
playoffs.
Seattle.
Yeah, because Kaepernick should have ran. He should have thrown that long ball. Anyways, but this is the thing. Where Harbaugh goes, he wants a lot of control. A lot of teams might not want that in NFL. He's God in Michigan. He can do that there. He can, lose money for not beating Ohio State when they took money from him, and he could say that, we're the best, and undermine people and do what he has to, and say certain things in Michigan level. But when you get to the pros, that stuff's not going to work because the front office is not going to like that. So with around here in the DC area, I don't know if Harbaugh will come, but Belichick, they've talked about him for months coming here to be a Commander's coach. They've talked about him, Belichick coming down, being a coach. I can see Vrabel taking being an heir apparent for him, going up there, taking his job. I know the Commanders, they hired, I think it was the Warriors, Bob Myers as a
I heard about that.
or something like that.
That was a smart move.
Well, they hire him, but the
smart? He
rumblings.
doesn't have any NFL experience. Why is this?
That's the thing. Like the people
he finds
here,
talent.
the people here
he finds talent.
Well, they're worried about, is he going to find NFL talent, or is he just going to look at the numbers and see what's best for their team? That's the big consensus from the fans here, is what capacity they can use him for. They've already interviewed Adam Peters, who's our assistant GM for the Niners, and he's also interviewed for the Chargers and I think the Raiders as well. He's going to be a GM somewhere. So all these teams that are going to hire somebody, you got to get a GM first and then get the coach that the GM is going to mesh well with. Because if they're butting heads, you're back to square one. So a lot of these teams, Harbaugh, I think, is only going to go somewhere where he's cool with the GM and he has all the control. That's my opinion. But a lot of teams might not want that.
What you got, Omar?
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all heard my opinion earlier. I do think Harbaugh goes back to NFL. He can have any job he wants, so I don't see why he wouldn't take it. As for Belichick, I think he would, as I mentioned, laugh in the face of having to give up any of those responsibilities. I can't see him becoming a GM with Vrabel as the head coach. I could see him possibly coming back as a head coach with a GM over him, but I highly doubt it. I think he laughs in their face. I think him and Robert Kraft need a break. I need him and the Patriots need a break. I think Bill Belichick needs to go somewhere else, like the Commanders or the Chargers or wherever Harbaugh doesn't go. That being said, Harbaugh is still in for the Raiders too. Let's not forget he started his coaching career there as a quarterbacks coach back in 2002. Antonio Pierce is not guaranteed that job. So Harbaugh is looking like he has the pick of the litter, so to say there. As for anything else, Vrabel, I do think will go back to New England, but they've also talked about bringing Josh McDaniels back. and
I
letting
swear,
him
if
be
he
the
gets
offensive
the dang
coordinator.
job, that's embarrassing.
So yeah,
He would be. He's like the Dave Wannstedt. How could he be still in the league? How could he be a head coach? Like, how's that
Dave
possible?
Wannstedt.
Like North Turner, like stay a coordinator. Like, don't
Yeah, that's
no,
what I'm
sir.
saying.
Come on.
He's already had 2 opportunities and failed both of them.
Yeah, like, and I judge a Tebow whatever pick, but he got the best out of Tebow. But come on, man, like
What?
Yeah, no, it would definitely have to be. It would definitely have to be as a coordinator.
I thought Tebow was the worst prospect I ever seen in my life. That dude,
Absolutely, he was.
and he won a playoff game.
Tebow?
For him to win a playoff game with that quarterback is
I like
amazing.
that. I like that. Read that.
Clubber D, we got a question from Jake's dad. Shout out, Mr. Montoya. Clubber, did you like Mike Singletary at all? Didn't the players love him?
No, Singletary was clueless on the sideline. He knew what he was doing. He said they're arguing with Mike Martz every 2.
They love him, Clubber D.
They loved him, but he was an awful coach. He was like Kyle Shanahan being up and lead in the fourth quarter. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. Like many times he was okay. As a person, as a linebackers coach, loved him. Rah team loved him, but his execution on the sideline as a head coach was head scratching. Some of the stuff he would do. He hired Jimmy Ray to take over offense. This guy was from 1960. Okay, this guy was offense coordinator when Jim Brown was running the ball and made us look awful at all times. We would be like Michigan when Harbaugh would first get there. It's 3rd and 20. We're still running the ball. Stuff like that. Like it was so annoying.
To close the Harbaugh story. He's a good coach. I just think he's a bit overrated still.
Thank you, Flo. Mike was lost.
I think he was a bit overrated. I think that he still is overrated. I hate that Belichick had that whole history of cheating and people bring it up to him. Harbaugh just dealt with that this past year, and everybody's trying to throw that under the rug as fast as they can.
That's true. Sleeping over
Nobody's
at
complaining.
House. He slept at Joe Moody's house.
Now everybody wants to be positive and say, "Oh, well, everybody's doing it."
Well,
What?
Well, here's the thing. I'm kind of whatever on Harbaugh, but it's kind of like what you're saying. You're bringing up, Jay. You got a good point because it's kind of like I never liked Urban Meyer. Okay, that dude cheated, gets caught, runs somewhere else, gets caught. I got headaches. Run somewhere else.
Absolutely.
My heart hurts. Run somewhere else. That dude has gotten away with so much cheating, and people praise that man all the time. So I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Harbaugh does not have a squeaky clean record in places he's been. So that's why I say he's short leash. If he goes to San Diego, back where he coached and made San Diego something, Josh Johnson draftable, I think he'll go to San Diego because they're going to say, hey, you got front office. You can do whatever you want. I think that's the place. Or the Raiders. He'll go somewhere where he has say in everything. That's the only way I see him going to the pros. Unless also the suspension too. And Michigan gives him a boatload of money.
That is true.
If they make him Bo Schembechler and make him God in Michigan, he'll stay. But as long as he has say, he has to have full control. That's the type of person he is.
Yep, I get you.
Mike Singletary. Oh my God.
Right.
I went to Kansas City to see that. Oh man. Oh man. Here's I used to travel with Cleveland. We went up to Pittsburgh. I've been to Kansas City with Dale the Snail to watch these bums play. Oh, Jesus. Mike Singletary. Chip Kelly, Jim Tom Sula. I'm gonna take some heartburn medicine, Jake, because of you. I'm thinking of Cody Pickett, JT O'Sullivan, the lineage of awful quarterbacks we had. All right, I'm back. Jesus, yeah, bad quarterbacks. Tim Rattay.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on from that.
Yeah.
Let's move into some good quarterbacks and good players. Let's go ahead and look at the MVP race right now. Some of the top players within that list: Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey. Tua is still in there, even though he's been hurt. Tyreek Hill, even though he had a couple games hurt, you could consider him with 1,800 yards. What are y'all's thoughts? Where do y'all place these players in the MVP race right now?
I think overall, Lamar's got it. And I think it's just one of those years they're just going to give it to somebody that's a quarterback. I think C-Mac deserves it most. I think a running back that was guaranteed a touchdown, and you never see that anymore. That was guaranteed a touchdown every time he got on the field. That's something special. I hadn't heard that since LT. That you knew you were getting a touchdown from him at least once a game. So he should have won it, but because of the Ravens slate of what the onslaught of what they did the past month, beating the Niners the way they did, beating the Dolphins the way they did, and onslaughting the other two teams that they faced, I think that, well, they didn't get to do the Steelers because they were already the 1 seed. But for what they did, this is why they're going to be able to give this Lamar his easiest MVP, which if you look at the numbers, it doesn't even compare to his real MVP season. It doesn't.
I'm with you on that, Jake, because I think it's C-Mac, if he would have broke the record against Jacksonville, where we tried to get him to do that, break the record for most consecutive games with a touchdown, NFL record, I think they maybe would have gave it to him. But I saw, I think it was Flo or somebody posted on the page, Bottom Line Sports. You guys aren't subscribed, please do. But they're like, one of those misleading memes or whatever of Lamar's numbers against Dak's numbers. And, it's like, oh, well, Dak has all these numbers. Okay, it's called most valuable player. How did that person perform against big games? Okay, Lamar demolished the Niners, demolished the 6 touchdowns against the Dolphins. So that particular player played amazing in those big games. You can beat the Commanders and all these other teams and put up good points. Cool. But what do you do against big games? Do you put the team on your shoulders? And that's what Lamar has done. And that's why they're a number 1 seed. And of course, he doesn't look, like you said, his numbers aren't the same as his first MVP year, but his performance in these big games, to me, is the reason why I would give it to him. But I think maybe CMC had a touchdown, broke the record. He have a better argument, but I gotta give it to Lamar, man. This guy showed up in every big game this year.
Absolutely. Remember, he's being watched though now more than ever.
Yeah, that's true. And even though Jake said he's just what do you call him, an athlete, not a quarterback?
We'll see what happens.
Sure did.
We'll see what happens.
Thank you for bringing that up, Clubberty, because I remember.
Sam Howell over Lamar.
Week 3. I remember week 3 when I was the one driving the Lamar Jackson train, and I was the one choo-chooing along, and no one wanted to jump on the train with me. And Jake and Flo were like, "Oh no, Lamar Jackson, he ain't a real quarterback. He ain't that. No, he's a winner. He's a winner that drives his team to win games. He's a winner that has won the MVP before and will win it again. Not because he passes for the most yards, not because he passes for the most touchdowns, but because overall he is the best player quarterback in the league. I could also vouch for Christian McCaffrey. I do agree with both of y'all there. I think he should be the runner-up, and if he would have broke the record, I agree with Clubber D, he should have been the MVP. But you can't take anything away from Lamar Jackson, He has
show up, Lamar.
This year.
Gotta do it in playoffs.
He has showed up.
No.
Regular season,
won an
yes.
MVP already.
Yes, that's
he's
true.
won
That's
an
true.
MVP already.
Yeah,
Omar.
But
show up.
You're right.
What was
You're
it, 1-3 in the playoffs? He's got to do it because there's be a lot of pressure, and don't let Flacco come there. That pressure will be all upon him. You know what I'm saying? There's be no.
Can't wait to drink my cup of Joe that morning when I know Joe Flacco's taking them to the promised land.
And the way the fans are talking up here, there's a certain pocket of fans that are like, "Oh yeah, Flacco, we should have kept him." We'll get
that tells you something.
well, they don't like Lamar for another reason. But that's fine.
I don't think that. I mean, come on now. That's
I hear the
really
radio.
Have been playing at that.
The radio, they be talking, people calling in. Yeah, the junkies, I listen to the junkies a lot. It's pretty funny. All the people from Baltimore calling in with their terrible accents, praising how good Joe Flacco's doing, and kind of like, oh, well, if we still would have had him, we still beat. No, I'm like, just stop it.
Can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
You
are you in your wife's closet again?
Are you about to do Undertaker hat? What's going
on? No, Papa Jake. I'm not saying that you have to be the one with the most yards or the most touchdowns that makes you the best quarterback. Are you a leader of your team? Do you drive your team to victory? He still runs the ball. He's the best rushing quarterback in the league by far. So it's not all. It's about the whole complete package. And I do think.
Can you put the team on your shoulders? He could put the team on his shoulders and win a game. Okay, he does. Yes, of course. Playing on a good team is is beneficial. But Trent Dilfer was on a great team and won a Super Bowl. But would you tell Trent Dilfer to win the game for you? No. But I want Lamar Jackson to win a game for me. 110%. So I mean, yes, I get it, him being on a good team, but he still produces, So this year he's done it in big games against good teams instead of just beating a bunch of subpar teams like someone like Tua. Tua can put up great numbers, have numbers better than Lamar Jackson, but nobody would say, "Oh yeah, I got Tua over Jackson." You wouldn't say that, So you gotta. I always say numbers say one thing, but gameplay says something totally different. So that's my philosophy when it comes to MVP.
Yeah, I'm all about it being the best player all around who leads people to victories, not who has the best stats, best counting stats. Does he have more rushing touchdowns? Okay, Flo, fine.
He can. That again, you're looking at numbers,
that
not games.
Mean anything, right? You're talking
who's
about
the number one seed in the AFC? Who's beaten top teams? Lamar has. He wasn't a bystander. He was looking good doing it. Okay, so you guys, numbers are one thing. Gameplay is totally different. I remember that, guys.
Clubber, if you could pick any QB in the league right now, who would be your QB that you would pick? I am thinking, and I think I actually might go with Lamar Jackson. He's young enough.
No. For me right now, I don't.
I couldn't be Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, yeah, I'm going Mahomes. I'm going Mahomes. Point blank period.
I want to say Mahomes, but the problem, I'll probably still take Mahomes.
I'd go Mahomes.
So I'd have Mahomes. Okay, so Jackson.
I see the logic what you're trying to do, but
Jackson would still be in my top three. I would probably have. Who would you have up there in your top three?
Top three right now. Mahomes, Lamar, and Dak.
Okay. Yep. I think I would agree with that.
I'll put Josh Allen like probably 4, but.
Yeah, no, Josh Allen's up there. I mean, Tua would be winning with the Ravens. Okay.
Two different styles. Tua's similar to Brock Purdy, where they throw on anticipation on someone being open in certain spots.
Because he cannot see over the line.
No, he can't. Tua's straight timing routes. He doesn't know what to do when he's under pressure, so I don't think so. Yeah,
Papa Jake, I hate that I would have to pick Mahomes, but he's shown in and out that he's the best quarterback right now. And
it's one of those things.
Yeah, everybody wants to have him.
but here's the thing. It's like a sidebar question would be like, well, I get into people all the time when we talk about basketball. If you were to pick a team, would you pick Akeem over Shaq? And I'm like, I get Akeem any day of the week because if the game's on the line, hack a Shaq. Shaq's getting out the game. Akeem can make free throws, and he dominates. And he's so you got to think of it all facets of the game, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mahomes, I put Patrick there, and then I would say I think I said what Lamar, then Dak. You can say what you want to say about Dak, but Dak's having a hell of a year, great year this year. So I judge the Cowboys a little more because they're annoying fans, but I'm not one of those people that can take away from Dak and what CeeDee Lamb has done this year. Phenomenal. And I think if that team would have had somebody like a Derrick Henry, someone really that can carry the ball for them, they'd be very scary in the playoffs, So, but I mean, yeah, put Dak up there. Lamar, 110%.
Okay. Well, speaking of NBA, I'm glad you broached some NBA players there. Let's touch on a couple NBA topics before we get out of here. Obviously, we have lost the rest of the bottom line crew, and it's just you and I. But whatever, right. We're going to finish it out nicely. So let's go ahead and talk about a couple NBA stories here. First off, the biggest story right now, Ja Morant out for the rest of the season. First of all, he had a 25-game suspension. He came back from that. One player of the week because he was balling, and now he has a torn labrum, out for the season. This really hurts any chances Memphis thought they had. Clubber D, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm going to answer that question real quick. The bottom one, right before the Derrick Henry. I would say it would have to be one of those veteran-friendly deals where, hey, you want to win a championship? Come play with us, take less money. Because he's long in the tooth. And, it's going to be one of those things where do you demand more money for the last 3 years of your career, or do you want to win a chip? You can get a lot of money and play for somebody like, I don't know, Saints or Carolina or somewhere, or you can take less money and try to win a chip. So it'd be one of those things for Derrick Henry. But, I mean, if he wants to win, Dallas is right there. You know what I'm saying? They'll league minimum little or something incentive based. They can make it work. Jerry got deep pockets. He owe me $5. But John Morant. It's one of those things, you know. Do I miss you? Do I? Jerry only $5. We were at McDonald's. He needs some money. I'd help him out. But John Morant. If you were never here, do we miss you? I mean, he wasn't here that long, anyways. And you know, their season, I believe they're trash right now, right? They're not doing well. So, you know,
I mean, they were 9 games below 500 before he came back. So
yeah,
he sparked them a little bit, but
he sparked a little bit. But they're a step above my sons. They're a step below my sons. They're
right.
Just take the year off, better yourself, come back with no issues, no court cases, nothing holding you down. Prove yourself off the court that you're a better person, a better human. This way, next year there's no issues. There's nobody can say anything negative against you. You know what I'm saying? Your play on the court will basically show everybody who you are. So I mean, it's bittersweet for him getting hurt. I hate to see athletes get hurt, but I think for him, he might need this year off to kind of better himself and leave all this off the field nonsense behind him.
I completely agree with you. I think it sucks that he got hurt, but honestly, he needed a washed year just to help him get back into form so he could come back and be the star that we all want him to be. We want Ja to be successful. The people in the media that talk about this and that talk about how he needs to get his act together, things like that, they aren't saying that out of maliciousness, at least not most of them. Obviously, there's some bad actors. Most people are saying that because we want to see Ja play, because he's such a spectacular talent that we miss it when he's not on the court. And so for him to be on the court is definitely better for him and for everybody else involved, including the fans.
That's true. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, I hate seeing young athletes like this. You know, it's not like a Draymond Green. You just keep messing up because you're a knucklehead. You know, he just can't get it together, hang around the wrong people off the court. I don't care about his upbringings, if he had both his parents, you know, they were good peoples or not. You know, it's the influence you keep around you, you know, and hopefully he's learned his lessons. He's not going to get into this nonsense, come back, come focused and take the risk next level next year. But this year, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't think even if they beat the Mavs, that's going to mean much. You know, the Mavs are they started off the season hot. They've kind of plateaued since then. I don't think that Doncic and Irving pairing is working as best as they thought it would. I've seen videos of Doncic looking off Irving and Irving getting pissed. So, you know, we'll see what happens there. I don't think the Grizzlies have a good team other than, you know, Morant and Smart. And with you have Valanciunas has been hurt. Steven Adams hurt. So there's not really much you can do there. I think their season is over. And yeah, Flo, I think we agree.
I agree. Yep. Yeah, they'll be fishing with the Suns if we don't get our act together.
By the way, this was Flo's top 4. He actually had Dak number 4, which I am surprised by.
That's shocker. He had arthritis typing that. He was like, oh no, you know. I know he put Dak 4th. I know he was mad. There ain't no way.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking how, like, you know how whenever somebody brings up a quarterback, like Flo will be like, well, Dak did, man. You could tell Flo that, like, the walrus is the fastest, like, land mammal, and he'd be like, well, Dak didn't have 14 interceptions. Like, those things don't have anything to do with each other. What are you talking about, sir?
Josh Allen drives a Rolls Royce. Well, Dak had a Hyundai the other day, and he drove that to court. No one cares.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you, Jen Will. If you're, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
GB.
But GB. It's 2024, and if you got Bismack Biyombo in your rotation, you got a
trust
big
me
problem.
We had him last year. That guy couldn't make a free throw. He was oof. Yeah, he's a good defender. You give him the ball, he turns into the next Brendan Haywood. Big pitiful. Don't give him the ball on offense. Just
pitiful. Now, I love how you I mean, you must have been reading my mind, how you segued to Draymond Green, because that was my next topic. Draymond Green is set to come off of his 12-game suspension. It was supposed to be indefinite. He actually talked about possibly retiring, but apparently Adam Silver told him not to do that because it would just make the situation worse. He is set to come back this week. What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Draymond is a grown man. He's over 30, right? So he knows right from wrong. Okay, if you can't get that through your mind, what you shouldn't do on the court, don't play anymore. I don't want to hear this. Oh, I might retire. Don't act like they're people are against you. Right. You're doing it to yourself. Right. You're the one, and you're doing these cheap shots on dudes that ain't going to do nothing back to you. Do that to somebody else. You know. So don't act like oh, I was thinking about retire. They retire. It'd be less dirty players in the league. I mean,
Right.
I don't want to. Like the old saying, I say it a million times. Everywhere you go, there you are. Until you change yourself, it don't matter what he does. He's going to be, a knucklehead. So come back, play the game, or jump into MMA. You tried football at Michigan State and you were trash. We saw the highlights in practice. So if you want to be a basketball player, be a basketball player. At least when Rodman did this stuff, it wasn't over the top like this, and he was suspended for multiple games. Rodman would get under your skin, but he's not going to fake punch. Actually he did that a couple times, but he's a poor man's Rodman, and at least Rodman owned up to being what he was. Draymond is still in denial, thinking about, I might retire, I might do this. Well, then go. Stop acting like that. Where's your accountability? You're a grown man. You got kids, don't you? Come on. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Draymond has brought this all upon himself with his the way that he plays on the court, the way that he acts when he, hits other people, wrestles people, do things like that. Yeah, GB, I agree. He should go into pro wrestling. He's perfect for it. He's definitely that heel type wrestler. Yeah, exactly. Right. I can definitely see him in AEW fighting MJF. But yeah, no, I think that Draymond, again, just like Morant, maybe needed more time off, right? Is this 12 games really going to do anything? He had an interview earlier. In that same interview where he was talking about retiring, he said, I'm a leopard. I'm not going to change my spots now. You ain't going to have me change my style now. So he's freely admitting that he's going to come back and continue to play the way that he always has. So why do we think that this is going to change or that this is not going to happen again?
You are not Steph Curry. The NBA was before you were born. The NBA will be here long after you, okay? You are a small drop in a giant ocean of the NBA.
Yep.
They don't care about you, okay? This isn't National Basketball Draymond. This is National Basketball Association, I believe. So don't change, and then just get lifetime ban and see you in the Philippines with Dwight Howard. Okay, that's right. Like what? They're not like. Who do you think you are? Like no one's gonna. I don't want to change. All right, bye. See you. And next, so it's like.
About to be shipped off to the Guangdong Tigers.
Yeah, the audacity of this guy. I'm not going to change. Well, we'll take your tired ass up somewhere else. Shoot, I'll see you playing for the Fredericksburg Grizzlies. That is a
Fredericksburg Grizzlies.
Take that to the G League. Take that somewhere else. If you don't want to change, if you don't want to go by our rules, see you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
You got your rings.
Yeah, Dad. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a StreamYard issue today. I really do. I think it's a StreamYard issue with the delay. Sorry, everybody, if you're having delays with the comments coming through. We do apologize. It's not us. It's just the system. But sometimes it's like that on YouTube. The live streaming, you get delays, so we do apologize for that.
Like Flo posted the other day, we got one of the hottest new channels. The traffic coming in. It is what it is. We apologize. Shout out to Flo. Shout out to everybody. Making this thing a fine oral machine. You know what I'm saying? You guys, 1,500 members, growing and growing. I remember back when I hopped on with you guys, it was like 1,200. That was not too long ago. So this is phenomenal.
That's right.
Phenomenal, I tell you.
And so
shout
Flo
out to the team.
Says that, and we appreciate everybody that's following us. Go ahead and subscribe at The Bottom Line Sports. The Bottom Line Sports. Draymond is just in the wrong era. He would fit more in the early 80s, early 90s. I agree with that.
Yeah. But my caveat to that, and that's pretty funny, GB, about him being suspended from the G League. But I put it like this: even though if he was in that era, would he act tough with a Moses Malone? Would he get tough with a Rick Mahorn? Would he get tough with a Bill Laimbeer?
No.
Would he get tough with a Charles Barkley? I don't think so. He's gonna look for Detlef Shrimp or somebody like that to do that against Judd Bushler, Steve Kerr, in the 90s. I don't think he's gonna act tough against all these people. So he's one of those bullies that bully the lesser guys that aren't going to, really do anything back to him. That's my opinion on him, because he doesn't really get bold like that with certain people.
Yeah, he definitely picks and chooses his battles. People who are not going to fight back. Imagine being Slender. That's a great comment.
Do that to Anthony Mason. See what happens.
He would toss into the crowd, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. Alonzo Mourning. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Alonzo Mourning would definitely suplex him over the top ropes. So that would definitely, be what happens. Now, this question, though, they ask, is he going to be as sharp as before? I mean, does it really matter? Does Doesn't really matter. It's not like Draymond Green is a sharpshooter. It's not like he's just out there to be an enforcer, to be a rebounder. I don't think it really
He's
matters
a tone
much.
setter. He's a tone setter. He brings balance to them as far as the physicality that they do need. They need somebody to get the rebounds. They need somebody to let you can't just come into the lane. That aspect of his game I do love, because I'm an old school basketball player with Charles Barkley being my favorite player of all time. And I'm rocking the Allen Iverson the answer shirt. Let y'all know Virginia stand up. But he is needed on that team. I can't see him going anywhere else with that type of high-powered offense where they can hide his offensive struggles. So, yes, they do kind of need him, but obviously they can keep on moving without him. You know what I mean? So, I think they're going to either pay him or pay Clay. Weren't they coming up? One of them contracts are coming up pretty soon. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, Clay Thompson's contract is coming up.
Okay.
And there's talks of possibly, I don't see how they wouldn't, right? You just re-upped Draymond. Like, you got to keep those three together. I mean, we can't do anything otherwise, right?
That's true. I mean, I would take his contract up out of there. And, if they're talking about trading, what's the brother's name? Kamiba? I don't know where his name is. They were talking about trading him.
Jonathan Kuminga.
There you go. So,
and
they're a mess.
As well. So.
Yeah, he got a lot of off the field drama. I heard about him with the baby mama and the kid not being his and whatnot like that. So it's, that's rough what he's dealing with. But it is one of those things,
The bottom line is, sooner Kerr moves with this restart, the better. Gone are the days of Wiggins, Clay, and Looney and Draymond. Yeah. Nope. I think we agree with you completely, GB. Me and Detroit Mel from IOW are working on a show, and we're going to go deep into the end of the Golden State Warriors dynasty, and I think that's what we have now. It's just the end. Yeah. So, check out that. We're going to be coming up with that next month. It's called Storyline Sports. Me and Detroit Mel from IOW are collabing on that little journalism 360 type of environment. That being said, let's go ahead and move into our last story of the day before we get out of here. It's almost that time. I did want to bring this up. This came out today. Tiger Woods and Nike have split up after a 27-year historic run. Their relationship is over. It's the longest endorsement deal in sports history. But rumors came out today that they have paid Woods an estimated $500 million since signing in 1996.
That's
this
it?
partnership
More than
again. I thought it would have been more than that too. I'm not gonna lie to you, because they have, I can guarantee you, made billions of dollars off of him and that red shirt and his cleats and everything. But this is the disillusion of the Nike Woods relationship arrives as the company revealed plans last month that they needed to cut $2 billion in costs over the next 3 years, including staff reduction. So people are going to start to be fired from Nike soon as well. And this was just one of those as well, since Nike has been pulling back in golf anyways. They already have their Jordan brand that does other golf stuff. So what are your thoughts on this huge breakup?
It's crazy because they stuck with Tiger through a lot of stuff,
Through everything.
With the wife and then the car crash and the DUIs. Like, they stuck with Tiger. He was a staple. Like, you got to understand, I'm not a big golf guy. My dad loves golf. He plays it all the time. A lot of my friends do. Tiger made golf popular. You know what I'm saying? He made the average person start getting into golf, a younger generation get into golf. And Nike owes him that. So I'm shocked it was only $5. I thought he was close to $1 billion. But
I would have too.
It's shocking because I thought the Tiger brand was like a Jordan brand, its own separate thing, even though under Nike. I guess it just wasn't that big, apparently. And if they're losing money, and they're talking about this on the Junkies this morning, that the ball Tiger uses is Bridgestone. It's not actual. You would think he used a Nike ball. So it's weird that if he's like your number one athlete, he's not Nike all the way. I thought that was kind of weird that he would prefer a different ball. But with them losing Tiger, that's wild. I thought that would never happen. But whoever is jumping into golf, Adidas, like I said, Adidas or Puma, or Clubber D will make a golf shoe. Come, I got you, Tiger, making some money. All right, the shoe might hurt. It might be too tight. You know what I'm saying? I call it the Air Chancletas. Okay, we can go to Puerto Rico. we can get somebody to hook it up for us, put little spikes on there, put a little, some joints on the bad boys. Hey, Tiger, he's gonna be a free agent. I wonder who will sign Tiger. Will that be the biggest golf free agent signing? Because who they have left? Rory McIlroy, I believe he's under their brand as well. I'm pretty sure he's not making as much money, but even Under Armour, they can get him. So that's wild that he's leaving. And the real question is going to be, since Nike's not going to be paying him anymore, who is going to be the one to step up and jump on the Tiger train? Because where Tiger goes, his son was going to follow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we have a follow-up question here from GB, actually asking about European football and Todd Bowley. And so Todd Bowley, he's an American investor. He's an American businessman. So he's similar to, how the the Boston Red Sox owners, how they own a European football team. So Todd Bowley has gone over there, and he has actually taken control of Chelsea, the football team over there. And he is pretty much just like every other American owner that has gone over there and tried to own a European football team has made it worse, so to say, right? Their teams are losing money. They're using their teams more as a money-making business machine rather than an actual sporting team. So I don't know too much into this actual situation, GB, but I do know that when American owners try to get into European soccer, they usually fail miserably because they're not worried about the soccer team, and which you got to remember, those fans over there are very, very, very passionate about their teams. They don't care about the teams; they just care about making money. Yeah, and they are a lot of.
If you mess up, they will. If you mess up, they will throw a banana on the pitch. Woo-hoo! If you black, but I would, like you're saying, Omar, I would say this: if you're going to be an American owner into a soccer franchise, first thing you do is spend a lot of money and get the most knowledgeable front office soccer executive who knows football to get them correct, because everything's going to be on you. Okay, this ain't Ted Lasso. You can't just come over there thinking you can just jump in their field. They are very passionate. All right, so any American that goes over there as an owner or partner, look at the Khans. Okay, Khan bought the Jaguars, and they're pathetic forever, and then now they're kind of turning it around. And I believe he owns a soccer team as well. I love Khan's story being, a poor person making money from Pakistan and built an amazing empire, but jumped and dabbled into the Jaguars on the American side and realized real quick, no, this ain't cutting it. So you got to hire the right people to run the team when you're an outsider looking in. Okay. So I would, the Americans, if you're going to do it, make sure you hire the correct people. Hire me. I'll do it. I'll find somebody. I'll get a couple of folks from Nigeria. Hey, come play for us. We got this. We'll turn each team upside down. We will tear it up. I'll have people lined up. Well, they will be lined. Hold on, I'm about to go on a tangent. They'll be lined up to see us play, because this will be like all you soccer mobs going to get Stanley Cups the other day. We will be lined up, going to see us play, because I will turn that soccer team around. Clubber D, this is just of what you're going to get in a couple of days when we do our MMA show.
Yeah, he was bad with the Dodgers. He still is with the Dodgers, by the way, GB. But just like Clubber D said, Shad Khan, who owns the Fulham FC, John Henry, the Henry family that owns the Red Sox, they own Liverpool. All of these owners, they go over there and they don't treat it as a soccer team or a football team. They treat it as a business, and that's their downfall. And so that's where that comes in. Speaking of, thank you, Clubber D, for bringing that up. Y'all, we are at the end of our time today here at the Bottom Line Sports, but we want you to tune in to a very, 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 very special Combat Sports 2023 year-end awards. This is going to be this Thursday at 8 p.m. You can watch it on the Bottom Line Sports show group, or go ahead and subscribe to Ball and Buds YouTube at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. Go ahead and subscribe there. You're going to catch myself and Clubber D, the Combat G, will be on this Thursday, January 11th at 8 p.m. We're going to go over Boxing of the Year, Fighter of the Year, KO of the Year. And so we're going to have our little different award categories, and Clubber D is going to hand out his Clubber Awards for the Combat Sports, Boxing, and MMA. So it is going to be a hilarious, fun show. Please don't miss out. Join us either at The Bottom Line Sports on Facebook or at Ball and Buds on YouTube. Clubber D, what do you guys say about that?
Hey, check us out. We're going to be online, and shout out to Flo, shout out to Canteen, shout out to Hot Take Jake. Tune in. Bottom line, Ball and Buzz. We're gonna put on a great show on Thursday. I'm gonna be amped up. I'm gonna be hyped up. I'm not gonna go to the gym on Thursday, so I'm gonna be have a lot of energy for everybody. Okay, I'm gonna give out my clubbers. Okay, so I got a lot of clubbers to give out, and also anybody that comes in with the funniest comments, I'm gonna give out a clubber to you too. And I probably will give out a clubber to your wife or mom, but I'll be nice that day. But tune in. We're gonna have fun. We're not doing no clubbies, Flo. This is Clubber Awards. Okay, so I'm bam clubbing the competition. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. I got a couple tricks up my bag, and if you have a Stanley Cup, send your boy one. I need to resell it, okay? All your soccer moms buying them jokers. Send me a Stanley Cup. I need to sell it.
What's up with that? What's up with all these people standing in line for?
I'm gonna tell y'all on Thursday. I got an inside source, Lil Sarah. I'm gonna tell you on Thursday about the Stanley Cups. Okay, we got you.
My little sister. My little sister is the inside source. I love that. That's hilarious. All right, y'all. Tune in with us Thursday, 8 p.m. It'll be Clubber D, the Combat G, and yours truly. Thank you for tuning in to the Bottom Line Sports. You can catch us this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be coming in with all of our NFL playoff review. You'll have Clubber D, you'll have me, you'll have Canteen, and you'll have Hot Take Jake. Shout out to Flo, the fearless leader of Bottom Line. He is deployed right now in training, so we wish you a blessed and speedy return, and we wish all of you and all of our other soldiers and veterans out there training and keeping us safe a blessed and fortunate training out there. So everybody, thank you so much. Have a great night. We love you. Again, subscribe at the Bottom Line Sports, and for Thursday, Ball and Buds.
Check us out, Ball and Buzz. Check us out on Ball and Buzz on Instagram. Ball and Buds on Instagram. Type us in, add us. Omar might give you a cameo, a video for 10 seconds dancing or something like that. You never know.
Hey, the old Puerto Rican wiggle, baby.
That's right.
I can't do it sitting down. We out.